big names coming back, maybe stepping back in the ring. Anthony Joshua, I know you're obviously quite close with AJ. You had any more banter with him over text messages about Jake Paul?
No more banter at all. I think if me and AJ saw each other, which we might be doing in Miami when he fights Jake Paul, hopefully we'll have a handshake and have a chat. Because he knows there's no problem. I used to sit at the Travellers, was it the Travellers Rest or the Premier Lodge? Near the IS in Sheffield, and he used to have a 12-egg omelette, and I used to think, where the fuck does he put 12 eggs? And I used to sit there in amazement, have a crack with him, have the chat with him. My coach, Ron McCracken, used to be his coach, so got a lot in common, got a lot of history together, and there's no bad blood or malice or anything. There's no jealousy or no vendetta. There's just me being honest about where he's at of his career. He's been brilliant for professional boxing. What he's done for the sport is phenomenal, and no one's done that since Ricky Hatton or Nassim Hamed. In terms of transcending the sport. There's been world champions come and go that haven't done stuff for the sport, like Joe Calzaghe was a fantastic champion, but he never really did much for the sport in terms of getting people involved in it and getting people's attention. You get a few superstars which really do transcend the sport and bring it to the next level and get it into the public eye and get the armchair fan interested, and AJ is one of them. But I think AJ's professional boxing career is over, and I think fighting Jake Paul shows how much it's over. I don't care what Eddie Hearn says about he wants an 8-round warm-up fight. He wants to fight him who's ranked in the top 100 and then go on to become a world champion. AJ's taken the Jake Paul fight because he's cashing out, and who can blame him? He's been a 2-time world champ. He's fought the best of the best, and he only fell short against Usyk twice. All right, he didn't win the fight, but he was in there with the best, probably one of the all-time greats. And then he tried again, and he got banjoed by Dubois, who can punch like a fucking mule. He's a big puncher, knocking people out in the gym. Like, I've seen him sparring, and every time he hits somebody, it's like they've had the stun gun, it's like they've had an electric shock. And AJ walked into one, he had a go, and for me, he's found his limit now, found his level. So now he needs to look at his health and look at what he's got after boxing. And if he can make 50 mil, whatever he's making, to fight fucking in the clown world against the clown show, do you know what I mean? Then take the money, man. Yeah. Take it and go and live your life. I can't see AJ fighting for a world title again. I don't know who he fights and who he would beat and how he would get that desire back to become a world champion. But Eddie Hearn's got to sell it and try and say AJ is going to be world champ again. 3-time world champ, but I'm not buying any of that bullshit. I think AJ's had a great career. He's done massive things for professional boxing, and now he's at the end of his career and he's cashing out. And who can blame him? I'd do exactly the same at the end of my career. I'd fight fucking Jake Paul for mega money and then drop the mic and then go home. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to knock him for doing it.
As much as you say that his career is maybe done after this, he has obviously made the jump, left Ben Davison, gone to Usyk. Do you think that could maybe reignite a flame in AJ? Maybe change something that you might not believe is there at the moment?
No, it's too old. Too old. I've been 36, 37 years old, but I've never had 150 million quid in the bank. Do you know what I mean? And I think the combination of his age, the fact that he's been flattened a couple of times, and now he's making mega money. Why is he going to try and become a world champion again? He's got to train for 10 weeks and spar really hard sparring. And then he's got to get in the ring on fight night with 10-ounce gloves against somebody like Dubois, or he's not going to fight Usyk again. Maybe he sticks around and fights Tyson Fury, because that's another commercial mega fight, which is actually fighting somebody who's on the same level. Because Tyson Fury's not been in the ring now for a long time. He puts a lot of weight on between fights, and he won't be as fit and as strong as he was in his prime. So that's one. That'll probably happen. I mean, fucking hell, he's had it off AJ. If he fights Jake Paul and makes 50 mil, then fights Tyson Fury, win or lose, it's going to be a close fight. It's going to be a good fight. And then, fucking hell, he's sailing off into the sunset. I don't think he'll quite make that billion quid he wanted to make, but I bet he's not far off if he carries on doing that. Jake Paul, then Fury. That's maybe Eddie's looking at that.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie's shrewd. He's on it. It's all about the money. He likes the old.
Yeah, you're on about hard sparring, 10-week training camps and all that. Lawrence Okoli, Frank Sanchez jumped in, sparring Jake Paul. Do you think that could maybe give him an edge in this fight, or do you think it's not going to help at all?
They're not sparring fucking Jake Paul. They're moving around with him, touching him up with a little jab and a little technical bullshit. So they're not sparring him. Lawrence Okoli's quite a good puncher. He's big now. Jake Paul's not good enough to spar with him. So let's see the footage. Let's see the sparring and then I'll believe it. I still don't believe the Jake Paul AJ fight's going to happen. But I've got flights booked. I'm leaving next Tuesday to go out to Miami. But I still don't believe it's happening. Hence why I've not paid for the flights. No. Someone else has. But someone thinks it's happening. I'm going out there and I'm just intrigued. Like, what's going to happen? Like, what is going to happen? It's a sanctioned fight. It can't be fixed. It's a federal offence in America if that's fixed. They might have gone to Miami because they can be paid and they can sanction it, sign it. British Boxing Board of Control won't have anything to do with it. The New York State Athletic won't have anything to do with it. Nevada won't touch it. But Floridians, they've had it. And because it's not an exhibition, there can't be a TISIT agreement in there because it's illegal. So this has to be a proper fight. And every single boxing fan or boxing guy who knows about how boxing works knows that if AJ goes in with Jake Paul and tries, the fight won't last a minute. Because the first 1-2 he lands, have a look at the Ngannou fight. Yeah. And what happened to Ngannou, Francis Ngannou, who took Tyson Fury 8 rounds. Well, look how that fight ended. If he hits Jake Paul with that right hand, he might fucking snap his neck. You know what I mean? And then it's game over then. And then it is bad for the sport.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia supposedly turned down 15 million for that Jake Paul fight. Half of the reason was that he wants to fight Conor Benn. He wants to do that in the UK. How do you feel that fight would go? Obviously, I know you're good friends with Conor Benn. Do you think that's a good fight for him?
I think it's a tough fight for Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn needs to see if he can get down to 147. But maybe, I think he's somewhere between 147 and 154, I think. Because he's now quite a solid 160-pound fighter. Solid like middleweight, that is. I just think, is it middleweight 160? It's middleweight, isn't it? Middleweight. So solid middleweight. It's probably not big enough to stay at middle and do any damage at that weight. But drop down to 154, which is super welterweight, the old light middle. I think he's got a chance of becoming a world champion, but he needs to be guided correctly. He needs the right fights at the right time. He's still not even 30 years old yet. If he has 1 or 2 more fights after the confidence and the accolades as with the 2 Eubank fights, he could end up becoming a world champion. And he's an exciting guy, he's an exciting prospect. He's great to watch, but he is a prospect. So you can't chuck him in with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fighter, a big puncher. And he's been in there with Gervonta Davis. He's had some good fights, close fights, some great wins. I don't think putting Conor Benn in with a Ryan Garcia straight away in his next fight is a good idea. I might be wrong. Conor Benn might get in there, might be strong enough, big enough. Ryan Garcia's probably not got that desire he used to have. He's been beat himself. You know, he beat Devin Haney, then he failed that drugs test. Do you know what I mean? But Garcia's fast, big puncher, world level operator. Conor Benn, for me, is a prospect. Never won a title, British title, European title, any of the sort of fringe world titles like the WBC Silver or the interim WBA or whatever. Them sort of fight, 12 rounders with world level fights, they get you up to the level of becoming a world champion. So when I won the British title, I fought people like Robin Reed and Brian McGee and even Tony Dodson, and British title fights around that level where you're doing 10, 12 rounds. And I was Commonwealth champ, and I went 12 rounds with Charles Adamo, who was quite tough and rough African, and then a 12 round with another Canadian guy. I think it went 11 rounds. But you get these 11s and 12 rounds in at British level, and it gets your fitness up, and it turns you into a seasoned professional. And he's all right. He's done 12 rounds twice with Chris Eubank Jr. Yeah. But Chris Eubank Jr. is not good enough to compete at world level, which he found out when he fought Billy Joe, when he fought Liam Smith, when he fought George Groves. He's not at that level. So Conor Benn's beat somebody who's take nothing away from Conor Benn, and I don't want to give. I'm always honest, and I like Conor Benn. I'm quite biased towards Conor. I think he's a great lad, great prospect, such a nice gentleman. I love everything he stands for. I love his dad. I like Chris Eubank Jr.'s dad as well. I think Junior's a prick. I don't really like it. I don't like his attitude. He's an arrogant fucking prick, and he's annoying because there's no need for it. Go and fucking do something and walk around like you own the fucking place. You know what I mean? You've done fuck all, so no need for the attitude. But that's just his persona. But Conor Benn is a nice young man, and I like him. So if I'm managing him, which Tony Sims will do well, I just don't think he wants to be jumping in with Ryan Garcia. But if he wants to try and dare to be great and jump in with him, and he might have timed it right, then go for it. But I think Barrios, good fight for him, a winnable fight, and then a couple of defences, and then, you know, become a seasoned world champion. Get that belt, defend it, bona fide, fucking proper, do you know what I mean? But he's earned good money against Eubank. So now to go and fight somebody who's in twice a harder fight for a quarter of the money, it's hard. So he's got to keep himself up there. And, you know what I mean? Ryan Garcia's a glossy fight. It's a big fight.
Yeah,
and if he goes in there and beats Garcia, then he's fucking landed, hasn't he? He's landed at the top. That won't be for a world title though, will it?
No.
It's just a big fight, a big name, and it sets him up then for world title status. But I like to see him take his time with him. He's had a big hype job. He's had 2 big fights with Eubank Jr. Done well. Lost the first one, a close one. Corrected it. Come back the second time. Battered Eubank. People say Eubank was not what he was, but Conor Benn got on him and did what he had to do. So he deserves all the credit for that. Now I'd take my time with him, but we'll see. We'll see what the plan is. Eddie will have a plan, and Tony Sims is quite shrewd around boxing. He knows the game. He spent a lot of time in my corner, Tony Sims did. He was doing my cuts and that, and he was around it all. So he's got a lot of knowledge in professional boxing. So he's not going to chuck him in there with someone stupid. This might just be noise. If he fights Ryan Garcia, I'll be fucking watching it, and I'll be excited for that one, because that's a great fight.
Yeah, the one fight that people was getting
dangerous.
excited that could happen was Lewis Crocker, but Conor Benn's obviously expressed the rehydration clause ain't really in his best interest. Do you think that's a bit weird after the Chris Eubank fight, that the one thing that he's not interested in is a rehydration clause?
Was that Conor Benn with the rehydration clause? And what's that fight? That's down at 147,
The
isn't it?
IBF title, for Lewis Crocker, 147.
Yeah. Well, listen, the IBF's got the rules are the rules. It's £10 rehydration clause. So if you want to fight for the IBF title, you fight within them rules. That's what I did when I fought Lucian Butte. Weighed in the next day. Can't be £10 heavier. So if you don't like the sound of that, I don't like the sound of that at 147 for Conor. His last 2 fights have been at 160. So yeah, I'd probably advise against that.
Yeah, and obviously Conor did have to spend a long time out of the ring. Someone that could also be going down the same route, Joseph Parker at the moment. Obviously he had the failed test come through.
Yeah.
What do you think's next for Joseph Parker at the moment?
I'm not sure, it's a real shame. He had an opportunity where he was tapping on the door for the Usyk fight, big money fight. And then he's failed for a recreational drug, and you just think, what's going off? Someone slipped something in his drink, has he been tested? I don't know what's gone off there. I don't think cocaine's a mass. I mean, you don't want to be taking that before you fight or whatever, but I don't know. It always puts a bad stain on professional boxing when stuff like this happens. And Joseph Parker just seems like such a straight shooter. He's like Mr. Perfect, isn't he?
Yeah.
He says all the right things, looks the part, goes in, he'll fight anybody, trains hard, goes in and tries to win, but someone didn't look right in the end of that fight against Fabio Wardley when he was getting punched from pillar to post at the end. It was like something was wrong, and then he fails that drug test. Like, kind of makes sense, because all he had to do was hold on, or take a knee, or fight back, or do something. But he sat there getting clubbed and kind of didn't know where he was. So it was a strange one. It's a bad one for Parker. Don't know where he's going to go from here.
Yeah, some people are even asking where Fabio Wardley goes next. Derek Chisora said that he should be fighting someone like Daniel Dubois, and he thinks he'll win that fight as well. Would you agree with Derek on that?
If you don't get caught on the chin with a big heavy right hand off Dubois, Fabio Wardley could outwork him, but it's a dangerous fight for Wardley, that is. Big puncher Dubois. Dangerous puncher for 12 rounds. So, but he's there now, isn't he? After beating Parker. Parker's world level.
Yeah.
Made the job, done the job with him. He's got options, hasn't he? He's got at some stage he's going to have to take the plunge. But I don't think I'd fight Dubois. But he can't be jumping in there with, who else could he jump in there with? Maybe AJ. That could be the fight for him.
Yeah.
AJ won't fight Wardley. Too high risk, low reward.
Even if there
and now he's in the clown world, he's not going to want that. He's going to want clown world money, innit?
Even if there was a Usyk rematch maybe after, do you not think Joshua will jump in with Wardley?
Potentially. I don't think AJ's going to fight again. I think he'll fight Jake Paul and then he won't fight. He's had 13, 14 months out of the ring. He's 36 years, 37 years old. He's finished, AJ is. He'll take the money with Jake Paul, fair play to him. Anybody would. I certainly would. And then he'll retire. That's what'll happen, in my opinion. Unless Eddie Hearn's persuasive skills get to him. Which they might do, because he's good, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying about big dangerous puncher in Daniel Dubois. Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, apparently being spoke about again.
What, for AJ?
No, both like them two against each other. Andy
Oh,
Ruiz,
really?
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder's finished, Ruiz about fucking done. Ruiz has never been that good, has he? Ruiz, let's be honest. What's Ruiz ever done? Beat AJ up in New York, that was it. AJ had a bad night, didn't he? He had a bad build-up to that and all, AJ. Like, Rob McCracken was training AJ on the build-up to that fight. And without giving any details, he had a bad camp. And that's probably a fight he shouldn't have took. But he put it right in the rematch. You know what I mean? So he's a trier, isn't he? AJ, he's brave. Like I say, he jumped him with Usyk twice. Not many will jump him with Usyk twice. Obviously, that's where the money is. But yeah, I don't think who do you say he should fight?
Wilder and Ruiz against each other.
Yeah.
It was rumoured a few years ago, but it seems like they're circulating again recently.
Yeah, shit fight, don't want to see it. Deontay Wilder's finished. Who wants to see Deontay Wilder get in the ring again? Anyone? Does anybody actually want to see Deontay Wilder in a professional boxing ring again? After his last few fights? Who banjoed him? Was it Zhang?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Zhang's fucking done, old man. You know what I mean? What the fuck would you want to see Deontay Wilder fight again for? No interest at all, especially not against fucking Ruiz.
Yeah, maybe the most underrated heavyweight at the moment, Caballero. He's fighting in Germany, bringing boxing back to Germany after the likes of the Klitschko's that used to box there. If he wins this, he will be mandatory for one of Usyk's belts.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good chance against Usyk.
Yeah, he's dangerous. Caballero's a dangerous fighter. I don't think Usyk will fight anybody, but yeah, definitely got a shout for Usyk there. It's a great fight, that is. I think Usyk's too good for him though.
Yeah, do you reckon we can maybe see that in Germany?
Potentially, yeah. Maybe. One to get excited about.
Yeah, and one of the things that you took very serious through your career, you mentioned it just now, you weren't massively drinking, but you always took your diet seriously. What do you think of Big John Fury's diet?
Big John Fury?
The exact same meal 3 times a day.
Well, his whole modus operandi is eating fucking Chinese food, mate. So, what do you think? What do you expect? There's a big lump in it. So, yeah. You on about? Hang on, who's you on about?
John Fisher. Not John Fisher.
Oh, sorry.
Big John Fury.
What about Johnny Fisher then?
No, he came out recently and said
Big John Bosch. Hang on, let's rewind. So John Fury.
He eats the same meal 3 times in a day. Stewed lamb hearts.
Oh, I saw a picture of that disgusting shit. Yeah, you know what? You know organs, livers and organs, so good for you. Like that diet.
Do you reckon you could eat that 3 times a day, just that?
I eat liver. I eat loads of red meat steak, organic, grass-fed. It might not all be organic, but it's grass-fed steak. Ribeye my go-to. I have liver once a week, lamb's liver from the butchers, cheap as anything, fucking horrible, but I have it. And yeah, I just think that food's it's what you thrive on. You don't want processed shit out of packets, all fake food. So if he's on that, then you're doing good. He's not a fat cunt, is he, John Fury? He's not though, is he? He's not in bad shape for an old boy. He's eating all them, so eating organs, hearts, liver, and all that. It's good food.
Yeah, I know.
We're not supposed to eat plants. All this plant-based shit, fucking vegan. Fucking hell, processed shite. It's absolute shit. A guy called Jordan Peterson, I listened to a lot of his podcasts, clinical psychologist from Canada. He had a rare form of Crohn's disease and his daughter Crohn's disease. He was really ill on death's door. He was dying. And he had a diet of steak, salt and water. For 2 years he had that. It's totally cured everything he had. Totally done. Doctors can't believe it. It's a diet. Processed shite that people are eating now. Non-organic produce that they're just pumping in you. Even tap water. Don't go near it, man. Got to watch what you eat. Got to watch what goes in there. Just now, raw food. One single ingredients food, raw foods. And you'll thrive. But that's my little tip and advice on your diet. Take it or leave it.
And one thing I did see the other day, you sat down with George Groves and they were talking about the biggest rivalries in British boxing history, and they ranked you below Benn and Eubank, number 1.
That's fair.
But they ranked you above Benn and Eubank, the Sons. Now, when you look at British boxing rivalries, when you see the likes of Moses Atoma and Leo Atan coming up, do you think that could be one of them? When there's 2 young prospects at heavyweight that could maybe go on to have a rivalry like that?
Potentially, but it depends how much hype's around it and whether the Benn, the first one, that was genuine hatred. Like Benn was fuming with Eubank. Eubank had that finesse and his arrogance, and it just people was interested in it. Obviously, me and Groves like genuinely didn't like each other, and I'm being polite. And then obviously the next generation, Connor and Eubank Jr., there was no beef there. That was just that was just legacy.
Do you think there was never any beef at any point between them two?
Conor Benn got angered in here every now and again and spiced it up, which was good because it got people interested. But he's a nice kid, Conor Benn. I don't think there's any beef. And Eubank Jr. is quite a smart kid. He's quite intelligent, so he just plays the game. He ain't got the beef that the old man had. The old men fucking hated each other. You know what I mean? Ben still can't stand Eubank Senior. He's got no time for him. Just tells him to fuck off now. Like, he can't be arsed with him, which is fair enough because he's fucking off his head and he's mad. But the kids, they got no beef. It's all about the old. That's all that was.
And if we're talking beef, the only beef that we know for Carl Froch at the moment, Darren Till, it's obviously in the newspapers, it's in all of the YouTube videos.
If Darren Till could do something, win something, instead of getting fucking knocked out or pissing around with ex-UFC fighters that can't box, like Rocco who beating his ass fight, if you could actually do something where you say, actually, he can fight a little bit, then his name might increase a little bit, people might be interested. But at the minute, it's like a non-entity, it's not a big fight. To get me out of retirement, I need fucking paying, do you know what I mean? Because I'm in a good spot. Like, I don't need to be getting in the ring boxing, throwing punches, giving someone a chance to punch me in the nose, you know what I mean? I don't need it. I've done it. I've been retired now for 11 and a half years. Why the fuck would I want to get back in the boxing ring? Get punched in the face. It's horrible. It's a horrible sport. You've got to love it. You've got to want it. You've got to be up training every day. You've got to be in the gym. You've got to be breathing it, eating it, sleeping it, fucking dreaming it. You can't just step into the ring. Even with Darren Till, I think I beat Darren Till. I think if I could be arsed and did 6-8 week camp, I'd get in there and I'd run rings around him. I'd jab him, walk him onto a shot. Because he's not a professional boxer. I'm sure in the cage he'd fucking bend me in half and snap me in half. Do you know what I mean? Because that's his sport. But I think I'd do him in cage as well, actually. Between me and you. But can I be bothered to put myself through a hard camp to jump in with Darren Till? No, I can't. Because he's not a big enough name. And now Jake Paul's gone because AJ's going to potentially end his life. So that's the end of Jake Paul. So I think my days in the boxing ring are finished.
Yeah.
Which ain't a bad thing. No one wants to see me fight again, do they?
The only other option could maybe be Misfits' new CEO, Andrew Tate. He's obviously fighting
The Cobra.
the day after Anthony Joshua. Could be maybe if something come about with that, would you ever get in a ring with someone like Andrew
I think
Tate?
Andrew Tate knows there's only one Cobra. Carl the Cobra. See how Tate gets on in December. Good luck to him. Fair play to him. I can't believe he's fighting, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to watching him fight. I'm a big Tate fan. I like him. I like what he stands for. I like his message. And a lot of people don't. Especially the establishment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, Carl. On that note, I want to say thank you very much for sitting down with me today.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate your time. And maybe see you in the ring soon.
Yeah, man. You never know.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.